Today, we delve into the contentious debate surrounding ethanol and the essential precautions when utilizing it as fuel, particularly in cars with direct injection systems. This topic remains riddled with discussion and assumptions, and our goal is to enable you to form your opinions by distinguishing myths from reality. Shall we begin? Understanding car mechanics. Our aim is to simplify, clarify, and organize. We seek a thorough understanding of what's happening under the hood. The Volkswagen Polo, for instance, is equipped with a 1-liter, 3-cylinder, turbocharged TSI engine featuring direct injection. This technology, also found in the UP TSI since 2015, has been part of the market for a considerable time. Direct injection technology has been known in Brazil for years, with Volkswagen being one of its initial adopters. Similarly, PSA, with Citroën and Peugeot, introduced this innovation with the THP engine. Initially, with pure gasoline engines, the issues were less pronounced than they are today. It's interesting to note, the introduction of the THP Flex line brought about injector issues not previously encountered. Likewise, BMW with its Active Flex started to face similar challenges. Field studies indicate that these problems are more common in vehicles of clients who prefer ethanol. This observation is supported by the fact that clients arriving at workshops with certain issues are often questioned about their fuel choice. "Yes, I use only ethanol," many respond. In contrast, vehicles with over 70,000 kilometers, which never needed injector or high-pressure pump interventions, are typically those of users who prefer gasoline. "Yes, I lean more towards gasoline," they state. It seems unlikely to be a coincidence. There appears to be a direct correlation with the type of fuel used. And I'm not referring to adulterated fuel but rather the specific use of pure ethanol or gasoline, even with 27% ethanol blend. Efficient car maintenance. Imagine taking your vehicle to a well-equipped workshop, with technical expertise, qualified professionals, and the right tools. If your car has a direct injection engine and it's warm, what would you observe? Under ideal conditions, there should be perfect sealing in the pump and injectors. If you turn off the engine and then restart it, keeping only the electronic feed active and a scanner connected, you can monitor the high-pressure parameter. You'll notice the pressure gradually increases. This is because there's impeccable sealing, and the fuel in the distributor, in the injector in the combustion chamber, heats up. This heat is transferred through the injector, in contact with the cylinder head, and the distribution tube, raising the fuel pressure. The pressure sensor in the distributor records this increase. This is the expected behavior in most vehicles with direct injection. If everything is functioning as it should, the pressure will rise. Conversely, if the pressure begins to drop, it indicates leaks in the injectors or issues with the fuel pump. The fuel pump, fed directly from the tank through a hose, an ethanol sensor, connects to a metal tube leading the fuel to the high-pressure pump. This mechanical piece, supplied by an electric pump operating around 6 bars, has the capacity to adjust and provides fuel on demand to the high-pressure pump, ensuring efficient control of the system. Common issues include failures in the injector nozzle and internal defects in the pump, allowing fuel to contaminate the engine oil. This alters the blow-by gases and gives the oil characteristics similar to those of fuel. A frequent problem is the loss of pressure through the return, allowing pressure equalization, a phenomenon due to the failure in maintaining proper sealing. Prolonged use of ethanol as the primary fuel can lead to these issues, especially in high-pressure pumps. The recommendation is to alternate the use of ethanol with gasoline to mitigate these negative effects. In some vehicles, especially in the TSI line, it's observed that injectors may continue to release fuel even with the car turned off, a problem exacerbated by the use of ethanol. For TSI vehicle owners seeking quality maintenance, choosing a trustworthy workshop is crucial. This workshop should remove the intake manifold and replace the injectors with new ones. Replacing just 1 or 2 injectors is not advisable due to the uncertainty of when the others might fail and also because of the high labor costs. Contamination of the combustion chamber with excess fuel during startup can cause severe engine damage, such as broken connecting rods, pistons, and even the engine block, due to the compression of non-compressible liquids. This risk is real and underscores the severity of the problem. Despite all treatments applied to parts, constant use of ethanol can cause oxidation and rust, as observed in some vehicle valves. This indicates that, despite advancements, parts including spark plugs and direct injection components require specific treatments to withstand ethanol's corrosive effects. Ethanol, myth or reality? Labeling ethanol as a mere myth doesn't seem accurate. I view ethanol as an excellent national fuel, which, according to studies, emits fewer pollutants. However, it's vital to acknowledge that it can cause issues in vehicles. In automobiles with carburetors, for instance, a special treatment was necessary for ethanol use, differentiating it from gasoline engines. I'm not just referring to adjustments due to the fuel mix but to specific treatments like nickel plating. Those who remember carburetors understand the importance of distinct treatment since then. With the advent of electronic injections, one of the initial challenges was ensuring that fuel pumps could withstand ethanol. Renowned brands like Marelli and Bosch had to develop pumps with specific treatments for this purpose. Still skeptical? This is because many professionals, accessing the same information as I do, create controversies that I see as unnecessary. Disregarding the damages to this direct injection system, attributing them to myths about ethanol use, is a significant oversight. Owner's manuals reinforce these observations. For example, the Compass manual explicitly warns, in turboflex vehicles, it's recommended to alternate the exclusive use of ethanol with gasoline every 10,000 kilometers to prevent ethanol contaminants. This aims to preserve engine performance, especially during startup. Stellantis, merely by providing this information, deserves recognition, unlike other brands that do not. Some argue that certain parts, like injector nozzles, are designed to withstand ethanol without issues. However, I believe, for instance, the injectors used in the UP, although German, were not specifically developed for Brazilian ethanol but adapted for flex use through new programming. Both the nozzles and fuel pumps, originally intended for gasoline engines in Europe, are the same used in Brazil, receiving only a flex calibration and adaptations like the ethanol sensor. Since the introduction of total flex vehicles, the automotive industry has made significant progress, focusing on the treatment of parts like spark plugs and fuel pumps and including relevant information in manuals. However, there are still no studies demonstrating the resistance of these parts when in contact with Brazilian ethanol, containing 7% water. Some might say that the need to alternate ethanol with gasoline use is a myth, disregarding manufacturers' recommendations. However, it's not just Stellantis making this recommendation, other brands also warn about ethanol's harmful effects on vehicle components. Major manufacturers like Bosch and NGK are aware of the damage ethanol can cause. The guidance to alternate between ethanol and gasoline